Right, here's a quick video of our Gorilla or Kong MMA sparring gloves. I know on our site we put about 1 million pictures up, but of this product here from every single angle. But I figured if you're not convinced yet that these are probably one of the best gloves on the market, we're gonna make a little video for you as well, just so you can see all the details. Again, here's our little Gorilla logo. Our new woven logo, just in case you forget where you purchased these suckers. In a few years from now, let's say 6-7 years from now, when you're like, oh man, I need a new pair of the gloves. And you're like, oh, I wonder where these came from, because this is all worn out. Still have the little web address you can always go to, because we'll still be kicking around. You can see all the stitching. You see all the holes on for your finger loops. Again, we put the holes on all the leather, big holes, not just little tiny holes, so that when you make a fist, it conforms with your the leather can conform quicker with your hand, making it nice and comfortable. The thickness of these gloves, these are the thickest on the market right now. I think the thickest up to this point was probably about 2 inches thick for MMA sparring, MMA training gloves. So we've gone to 2.5 inches of padding. See here, I'll bring you this bad boy here. See how thick these suckers are. Look at that, 2.5. About 2.5 inches of padding right over your knuckles. So these things offer the most padding of any MMA training glove right now. The standard on the market is usually an inch and a half is usually the standard. Again, and the most we've seen so far is about 2 inches. So these are an inch, 2.5 inches. And not only that, we've compared to our last batch, we've widened the contact surface just a little bit. You can see it's nice and narrow, a nice contour here where your wrist is and going up to the knuckles. And it's nice and wide here. The reason why we widened it a bit more from the previous batch, because we truly want to create an MMA sparring glove that will absorb the shock like a boxing glove. And the last batch was maybe, I'd say, a little bit more narrow, about another inch more narrow. And because of that, there's less surface area, so the 2.5 inches of padding had to really work hard to not bottom out. Now that we widened it out, it has more surface area to disperse the energy. And with the padding here, we got it very nice and soft on the top. For the top layer, you can see that right there. So when you're punching your friends in the face, they're gonna probably they won't be crying. You'll feel really nice and soft on their faces. Sure, the shock will still, if you're punching them pretty hard, the shock will still knock them out, but at least they won't be bruised up when they wake up. Again, the inner layers here are denser foam, just so sandwiched between these two very soft layers. Like on this side as well, on your knuckle side, it's fairly soft, and the outer layer is fairly soft. Inner layers are much denser, sandwiched in, just so that the foam won't bottom out. Sure, there's 2.5 inches of padding, but we noticed with the previous batch, it was all soft. It was just like the Fairtex gloves, which was all soft. There was no solid core. And I'd say after a month of use, you could actually just feel people's knuckles through them, even though they were 2.5 inches thick. Again, that's probably because they were a little thinner, and they had no solid core. But now these things, a few months in, you're still protecting your hands, and you're not pissing off your sparring partners by giving them knuckles to the face on every jab you throw at them, even though there's all this padding. So you know what, protection-wise, these things are, I have to say, they're probably the best on the market. Comfort-wise, very comfortable. Before we got rid of the thumb, because we thought, what's the point of a padded thumb? And we thought it doesn't really protect your thumb at all. But then we noticed when we were sparring with the last batch that I must have connected a few times with sparring partners, like because right with the thumb, boom. Or you're going for a hook or whatever, when you're sparring, it's so dynamic, it's so live, it's so chaotic that you can't guarantee that you're always going to be hitting flush on the knuckles. So when I was throwing some hooks a few times, I'd catch them right on the thumb there, And that would be, you know, that sucks, man. That's not fun for my sparring partners. They won't want me to train with them, right? If I can't spar with them, I can't get any better. So here you go. So we got a little bit of thumb protection. Again, that's just so when you accidentally whack people in the face with your thumb, you have, you know, they're not, you know, they're not getting hurt as much. So that's it. And again, this is a standard size, and the width of my knuckles here is about 3.5 inches, and they feel just great. I think, guys, with these ones here, I'm 200 pounds, and I actually wear a large, but these are standard, and they feel, you know, they feel good, and large feels fine as well. So if you're curious about sizing, you know, you can always go one size up, and it's not really a big deal. Again, like I said, I'm about 200 pounds, so I'd probably recommend these for anyone that's about, I don't know, about the standard size, probably about 160, 150 to about 180, and then 180 to about 200, 210 would probably be the largest. But that's pretty much it. Just wanted to show you the product. And that's it, man. I hope you check it out. All right, take care, guys.